Hello, beautiful beings of light. My name is Sofia LightJewel. If you're new to this channel, I want to welcome you. This is the Empower Love Way. And today I want to talk to you about heart and brain communication and the wisdom of the heart, because you are love. And this is a basis of my work, that you are love. You are a light being. You're not actually, you are made of light. And this is not just like, new age thinking. It's actually proven that there is an energy of light called photon within you that is part of your body. It's part of the every cells within you, and the photons communicate within the cell, and you find photons outside the cells and communicate with the environment. So you literally are made of light, and all life is made of light. And so from that foundation that you are light, that you are energy, that you're information within another field of information, within a field of information, the heart is that first organ that created you and all life. And light being the energy of life force, which is love, the primordial energy being love. And so empowering love in your life and empowering love in you, instead of the conditioning of forcing and efforting or punishment of, hell and all that. So it's bringing the heaven into your life, experiencing the heaven here on earth, in your world, in your reality. And so I want to talk about the wisdom of the heart, because I find that right now in humanity, the evolution that we're going through as a collective is that we're making the journey from the mind to the heart. And what does it mean exactly? This means that throughout our time, our brain evolved in magnificent ways that now allows us to be conscious of our own creations, of our own experience. It allows us to be the observer of our experience, to be the one dreaming our life, and also being aware that we're the dreamers, and that there is something beyond the dreamer itself, that it's our consciousness, and that we are spiritual beings, that we're energy, we're light beings, that is consciousness having an embodied experience. And this embodied experience simply lasts a certain time, and yet your consciousness is still exists in all aspects and beyond this time and beyond this space. And even in this embodied experience, your consciousness is still beyond your exists beyond your identification and beyond your localization of your body. And so it expands beyond time and space, while at the same time you are also embodied and having an incarnated experience, which is beautiful because it entails your senses and your emotions as the sensitive beings that we are. And so what has happened in the past is that we have desensitized ourselves. We have been living from the head upwards and denied the rest of our existence, of our way of being. And I'm not saying that everybody, but if you see the system, specifically the Western culture, how we have been growing up, even going to school, we don't learn about our emotions. We don't learn about the power of our words, and we don't learn about our intuition and or about energy. We learn about certain things, but beyond the heart and the soul and the spirit of it, we learn about history and we learn dates. We learn exactly what happened and details and facts, and we forget to learn about the human behind the history, the desires and the dreams beyond that history, the inspiration and the passion behind that history. The same with geography. We learn the names of cities. We learn about countries, and we learn about a mountain versus a flat land. And yet we don't learn how to be in connection with the earth. The evolution as a living body, and us being part of the living body of the earth. As being part of nature. No, we learn humanity is separate from the natural world. We are different and separated. And in that, in deep ecology, that a work that I love, that is a work that reconnects by Joanna Macy, that's in deep ecology, the first wounding is a wounding of a separation of humanity from earth, from nature. And so we are doing this journey of coming from being a thinking human into a feeling human, from the head into the heart, and not to disregard the mind, because we have done that, and we are masters at disregarding and separating and creating denying, right? The canceling the other one. No, in this beautiful world, we live in a world of polarity, in a world of duality, and in duality, the paradox that both opposites complement one another. They don't deny one another. They're not that one exists and then the other that ceases to exist. No, they both exist in their own polarity, creating the whole, the night and the day, feminine and masculine, all of it, right? It creates a whole. And so in all of it, I know I'm giving you a lot of information in this short 6-7 minutes. The heart, your heart, and listening to the wisdom of your heart is a gateway to that infinite intelligence, to that divine aspect of who you are, to that extended aspect of who you are, that consciousness that is connected with the whole wide infinite experience and energy, with a quantum field. So when you tune into your heart, that is when you access, first of all, a certain order, because the heart, when you connect to love and when you connect to heart, there's a harmony that exists, because there's a certain order that exists within your heart and the frequency of love. So when you connect and return home and connect to the power of love within you and your heart, you return to that order. And you feel at peace. Have you noticed there's a sense of peace there in love? Because of that harmony, balance, and order that exists and is ruled by the frequency of love that is in it by your heart, and it exists in your heart. Being your heart the first organ that initiated your life, it is that one organ that knows the order of all things, that made and created from order your body, from the one organ, that from the one cell, then multiplied into vast amounts of cells and multiple cells and so on, right? And so your heart, we used to believe that through your thoughts you activated your emotions. So the thoughts being the language of the mind, and your emotions being the language of your body and your heart in a way. And so we used to believe that. So in school, when you went to school, if you had questions, you weren't smart enough. So we kind of repress ourselves. We didn't want to ask questions because we didn't want to be the dumb person in the classroom. We wanted to be the intelligent one. We wanted to be the smart one, because that meant success. That meant accomplishment. That meant belonging. And so it's a beautiful thing, because it allowed to so much creation and so much development of the brain. And now the natural order of life itself, the primordial frequency of love, creates balance, and is constantly creating balance. And the balance that is coming into the evolution of humanity is balancing the brain with the heart, with the body. And so unifying, bringing the opposites, that in a way, the polarities that are complementing and creating a wholeness, a whole system into balance. And so we're doing this journey of the thought, of the mind, and living from the mind and coming into the heart, coming into unity and not separation. We have been creating from separation out of fear, and now we're creating out of love and unity and cooperation. So the old science with the new science, and merging science with spirituality into oneness. We're all speaking everything is speaking the same language. Religion, math, all comes back to the same. That oneness, that loving intelligence, expansive intelligence, intelligence and divine plan, beyond the understanding that it's this intelligence that rules the whole life and creates its whole life, and in different ways of explaining it. Through numbers, in words, in religion, in whatever that is, but it comes all in the same way. Have you noticed that so many gurus, so many masters, so many ascended masters, they all speak the same thing in different ways? And so the heart, the communication of the heart, it communicates in 4 different pathways. And the first one is through the nervous system. And so through the nervous system, whenever you're stressed, whenever you're in that flight or freeze or flight, freeze, fight response, so a stress response, your nervous system gets activated. You may feel fear, anxious, want to fight, and so on. Your nervous system actually gets activated. And so you have a response. That's why breathing in ease, breathing in love, returning home to yourself, to your heart, automatically as you breathe in ease, as you return back into your connection, to your own presence and meeting yourself in presence and connecting to the power of love within you, you're resourcing yourself, which means you're returning to your own source of connection, to that primordial energy of love, of wholeness, of unity, of peace, of harmony and balance. And so you're bringing your nervous system back into balance. The second piece is biochemical. So your hormones, your stress hormones begin to activate, adrenaline, cortisol, and so on. When you breathe in light blue, when you breathe in ease, when you come home into your heart, you breathe in ease, when you breathe in harmony, when you breathe in love, then your hormones, your chemicals begin to shift as well. The third piece is the actual movement of the physical movements of your heart. So your heart rate, when it picks up your heart rate, right? The movement and the spasms within your body speed up. And so as you breathe in to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 6, you breathe in ease, you breathe in peace and harmony and love, your heart rate begins to slow down, you begin to calm down. The last one is energy. It's actually your electromagnetic field. It's your vibration in relationship to the vibration all around you as well. And so that energetically, when you breathe in the energy, the frequency of love, of peace, of harmony, you begin to shift your energy. As you shift your energy, your hormones begin to shift, your heart rate begins to shift, your nervous system begins to shift and calm down. Your whole system becomes coherent. You begin to, from that space of calm, you can see a different world. So if you could see a world of peace, a world of calm, a world that is in your favor, that is with you, inspiring you, and what's the word? And it's actually allowing you and calling you and supporting you and empowering you in love to your greatest expression, then you feel safe in your experience. And so your internal world changes, the external world changes with you. And it's not separate from one another. They're together. It's the same paradox. As you change your internal world, the perception and experience of your internal world, the external world transforms with you. We've been trying to shift things from the outside in, when actually we're doing the same process of the inside out. Balancing both. The heart and the mind, the within and without. So I hope that serves you. This is my gift to you today, and sending you lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.